I can't tell you that today is going to be perfect. I can't tell you that the sun is going to be brighter than it ever has been. I can't tell you that tomorrow's going to come for you. But I can tell you this, that if you don't keep moving forward, if you don't get out of bed, if you don't open your eyes and start moving, you will never find out. It's not your fault that you were born broke, that you were born on the wrong side of the tracks, that your dad didn't love you, that your mom wasn't there for you, that your whole entire family abandoned you. But it is your fault if you don't get up and you don't keep walking and you don't keep pushing that boulder up the mountain as hard as you possibly can. You know why? Because ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. It's time to put the big boy pants on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to work.
Let's go to work. How are you doing on this beautiful Monday? What is today? What's today's day? January 9th, Monday. Hey, you know how you sometimes you put a lot of effort into something only to be let down because maybe technology screws up or fails. There's been several occasions in my life where that has been the case. Man, sorry about all this noise here. Several times in my life where that's been the case. Most recently was this morning. Shot a 25-minute podcast just to kick off Monday. We called it Make Sense Monday. And here's the predicament. Watch this. Whenever I did this right here, I click that button and it goes to that camera. It muted the sound. And so anytime I was looking at that camera and then went back to this camera, guess what? My mic muted. So everything that I said this morning on that was pretty much muted half the time. And so one of the other times, that technology has failed me was, you spend like $200, $300 on these storage drives, and then you put your entire entire history of work, designs, photos, whatever, documents, Word docs, PowerPoint presentations, all the above. You put that on your little storage drive, and then your kid walks through the kitchen and trips over the cord and breaks the thing, and then all of it goes downhill. Yeah, that was another time that technology actually failed me. And so today it did it again, and we shot a whole podcast called Make Sense Monday, and it's gone. I deleted it because half the time I was talking and on video without there being a mic present. So how's your Monday going? This is really the first real Monday that we've been in the office this year. And some people are like, man, you got to work more. Some people are like, man, I wish I could do that. We were on vacation last week. Man, I got to get these noises out of here. And so anyways, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. We've shot several podcasts that are unreleased. But it's okay because they're going to come out pretty soon. We wanted to get through a couple things in our life before we actually started releasing more of the content that we're putting out. And so, man, I just want to welcome you to the show. If this is your first time hearing anything that I've talked about or done, thank you so much for just taking the time to listen. I believe that I'm nobody special, from a little town of Temple, Texas, a little bit north of Austin, south of Dallas. I've had good, bad, ugly, a lot of self-inflicted problems, a lot of problems that we just have to deal with because it's life. And so there's a lot of things going on, though, man. I mean, Christmas, how was it for you? Did you get everything that you wanted? Did Santa deliver everything to you that you wanted? Did you get to sit on Santa's lap? Did you ask for too much? Did you not get enough? I always hate those commercials where it's like husband and wives. Maybe it's like a Ford commercial, and the husband goes out and for Christmas buys his wife a car and puts a big bow on it, and she walks out as if I guess they don't talk about their finances and stuff, but there's this magical Ford Expedition out in the driveway with a giant red bow, and it's like, Merry Christmas, babe. I got this car. And I'm thinking like, dude, if I did that, my wife would beat the living daylights out of me, as if I'm going to spend that kind of money or make that kind of decision without including her. Because she would probably be like, Ford Expedition, dude, I don't want that. I want one of the Range Rovers. I want one of those Renegades or Defenders. Why did you get me this? And so I just think through like, that doesn't make sense to me. Does that make sense to your family? Like, are you going to go out and buy your wife a vehicle or your spouse a vehicle without them being a part of that process? Question mark. Asking for a friend? I don't know. There's a lot of things that don't make sense. And so today I'm going to give you a little bit of history on me, and then we're going to get through some of these New Year's resolutions. The things that make sense, some that don't. Christmas was cool. Thanksgiving was great. Got to spend a lot of time with family, friends. Man, we have changed our lifestyle over the past 24 months. One, we never really like lived a lifestyle where like we're driving Maseratis and living in a 3-story house. But we lived a decent lifestyle. We never really went without money in the marriage, in my family, my immediate family. But in January of 2021, a year outside of the C word, or a year past the C word being created, let's put it that way. And I'm speaking of the right C word. I'm not talking about them dirty words that you guys probably listen to. I'm talking about the C word. That rhymes with Crovid. You know what I'm saying? That word rhymes with it. I'm not talking about the see you next Tuesday word. Maybe I am. I don't know. But we got to the point where we weren't really living in the house of our dreams. We had a cool house, open concept. January, hit up our realtor saying, hey, we just had a garage sale, and some lady offered us this radical amount of money, and I was like, what do you think? And she was like, nah, I don't believe it. And then about a week later, she called us back and said, hey, let's put your house on the market. If you're really serious about this, let's do it, and let's start it out at this price. And so we did, and that price that we started it out at was actually about $100 and something thousand cheaper than what we pay or what we sold it for, which is kind of crazy, but speaks very highly of our real estate agent, I guess. Even though at that point, I think a blind monkey could probably sell a house, and so we sold. In March, we moved into our RV full time. So you could call us trailer trash if you want. However, we have a phenomenal RV. We live in a resort out in like Northwest Austin. We love this lifestyle. We've got a couple kids. But the coolest thing about what we did was we sold a majority of our possessions that we knew we didn't want to keep long term. The things that we did keep, we do have a little storage facility that I absolutely hate, but we gave ourselves a rule. Anything that does not fit in this storage building goes in the trash can or into someone else's possession. And so that's kind of what we did, man. And we have been living I guess in a different sense. I mean, we're kind of homeless right now. We don't really own a home that we live in. We own some realty or real estate that other people live in. But we did that to minimalize our lifestyle. And so when you get to the point when you're trying to make a change in your life, you got to stop doing the same old. And so whether it is, man, I've been fat my entire adult life, I don't want to be fat anymore. Well, here's the thing. You got to get out of the mindset that puts you into the mode of being fat or overweight or obese or whatever it might be. Oh, hey man, I want to stop smoking, whether it's cigarettes, vaping, drugs, drinking alcohol. Maybe it's internet stuff that you shouldn't be looking at. Heck, maybe it's you want to get in the gym, you want to work out, or you want to eat healthy. Maybe it's all of the above, or maybe it's, hey, let me do some simple stuff for you. Hey, I want to stop smoking crack. Well, recommendation number 1, stop smoking it. Number 2, surround yourself with people that are going to keep you from smoking crack. It's simple math. 1 + 1 = 2. So if 1 is you want to smoke crack, 2 is surround yourself with people that smoke crack, and then 2, you're gonna make it work. You're smoking crack around people that smoke crack. 1, or it could be, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. 1, I'm gonna stop smoking crack, so I'm not gonna surround myself with the option to do that. So I'm not gonna be around people that do it. Equals, hey, I'm a free man. I no longer do drugs. I know that sounds simple, and I'm kind of beating around the bush a little bit. That is serious. You have the opportunity to change a lot about your life. And so I'm going to go through some of these resolutions for 2023 and kind of just, go through some things that make sense, that don't make sense. If we can do that in the next 10 minutes, that'll be great. So here they are. Here are the top 40 plus ideas and tips to start your new year in 2023. There it goes, baby. Yeah, let's do this real quick. 1, make a budget. That sounds easy enough. I met with some people the other day, and for the first time in their adult life, this was the first time they ever went through a budget. 70 years old, first time they ever went through a budget, and I think it doesn't scream you're stupid or you're an idiot. It screams like we've never known why that was an important thing. Like you've never known that it was important to live off of a budget. So they've been going around spending money, however they wish. And then, several months, they have more month at the end of the month than they actually do money coming in. And so I don't know. It's a different mindset. Like I live very tight on a budget. Well, most of the time. The idea is if you have $10,000 a month coming in, you need to be living on a lifestyle under $10,000 a month, especially if you want to save $2,500 a month or $2,000 a month or $1,000 a month. You've got to be able to live within that. And so, so make a budget. If that's you're a budget person, man, comment below. Say, hey, man, I've been living on a budget for 10 years. And it's been the greatest thing. What tools are you using? Somebody may click on that and say, man, I want to do that. Budget for a baby. Not interested in that. Create a relationship contract. Don't know what that is. Sounds stupid. Find my purpose. How many people live their entire life not knowing what their purpose is here? How many of you know exactly that you are living within your purpose? You are living within what I call a calling. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever been called to a 40-hour work week, 40-hour job. 40 hours a week going to a job to, whatever. That's not my calling. That's not my purpose. My purpose is, man, I want to be, first of all, I want to be a good follower of Jesus Christ. I want to be a good husband. I want to be a good father to my kids. I want to be a good brother. I want to be a good son. I want to be a good friend. I think those are great purposes. I don't know that fully defines who I am. But man, my life, I want to impact people, and I can't do that by myself. So I've got to build a team of people that network well. And so find your purpose, man. I don't know if that screams to you. Change careers. This is something my wife did over the past 24 months is change careers. She was in medicine for 18 years, and now is part owner in our company. We're a design, marketing, and print company. She absolutely knew nothing about our company prior to working here. absolutely nothing. Knew kind of what we did, but nothing about how or what all we did. And so that's pretty cool to talk to her and be like, man, I had no clue that we did X, Y, Z. And, anyways, drink less alcohol, start exercising, split chores fairly. This is something we've implemented with our kids they're 7, almost 7 and 10 now. And, it's not that like we don't reward our kids with money for taking the trash out or walking the dog. We don't. It's not like I'm going to reward my wife for bringing home a paycheck. Like she doesn't reward me for bringing home a paycheck. Those things are expectations. So I have an expectation on my kids to do the things that they're supposed to do, and one of those things is, making good grades, walking the dog, taking the trash out, cleaning their dishes. One of the things we've done to minimalize things in our current way of living is we had a lot of like dishes and stuff. We don't have china in the RV, but we do have now 4 bowls, 4 plates, 4 cups. I'm sick and tired of I don't do a lot of dishes. My wife does, but I'm sick and tired of us having all these dishes to clean at the end of a meal. And so it's like, we could either use paper plates, which is wasteful, or we could say, hey, Levi, here's your bowl. You're going to eat whatever we're eating out of it. And then once you're done, go take it to the dishwasher and clean it. I want money. No, you don't get paid to do the things you're supposed to do. You'll get paid for doing over and above what you're supposed to do. Man, something without me having to freaking ask. Good Lord. All right. Decide if I want kids. That's good, man. If you are looking to have kids, I know sometimes it's tough. I've got friends right now that they're like, man, we just want to have kids. We're trying to have kids. We're saving to have kids. They're doing in vitro. They're doing some other stuff. And it's just like, man, God, give them a kid. But when you decide to have kids, yeah, that is a goal. So you got to try, hey, how are we going to do this? Is it going to be the normal way? Or are we going to have doctors get involved? I mean, that can cost money. So I would say start planning for that. Like there's never enough money in the bank for when you have kids. But there's a great starting point. And so, as we keep going, pick a birth control, start therapy. This is something I think a lot of you guys should start therapy. There's online groups that have therapy. There's recovery groups. There is an actual in-person therapist. Pack like a pro, save for retirement, build a bedtime ritual, keep my house clean, navigate the coming out conversation. Not necessarily for me, but some of you guys maybe need to have this conversation with somebody this year. Learn my parents' language. Yeah, parents speak different languages. I don't know. Stay on top of life administratively. Go back to college. Write a will. Do you know how important it is to have a will? I think right now, like my family's going through some stuff because my grandmother and grandfather passed away over the past several years. And the executor of that will, I say this very delicately, is a freaking idiot. Selfish as can be. But the thing that I want to make a point out of is my grandparents had a will. They had everything listed out. Though some of us have not seen that will, know nothing about that will. If my grandfather knew what was going on with all his property and everything that he had, he would he'd be rolling over in his grave to get out. And I just think, like, as simple as it was for him to have a will and how much of a disaster it's been since he passed away, the best thing to do when you're planning for the next chapter of your life, whether that means your next chapter is death or the next chapter is we're just planning this so that when we die, we have all the answers and we don't have to burden anybody. Man, I would be getting an insurance policy. I'd be getting a will written out so that you can communicate that effectively to the people that are going to be taking care of your estate when you pass away. Sometimes they're difficult, conversations to have because you never want to think through your parents dying or your siblings dying or your grandparents dying. You never want to think through this, but ultimately, it's an easy conversation to have, and it's just an equation. Hey, what do you want to happen when you die? Hey, what do you, do you need money? Do you want us to have a real, a life insurance policy to pay for the funeral? I think those conversations are great to have. I would have those like ASAP, sooner rather than later. All right, examine my regrets, freeze my eggs. Earlier when I read that, freeze my eggs, I was like, why in the world would you be freezing eggs? But I read that in the sense of like freezing a chicken egg or a hen egg or whatever it is, instead of actually freezing eggs inside of your female body to save for later babies. I don't know. Train my dog. Let's be there. Let's be there for a second. Train your freaking dog. My dog, I walk my dog twice a day, and she never has a leash on. Now, she does have an invisible collar that, like, if she gets too far ahead of me or too far behind me, we push a button and it sends a tone, beeps, and then she gets back in place. But as I'm walking my dog never wanders more than 5 to 10 feet away from me without me saying something to her. But when we're walking and your dog is yapping like a chihuahua, or yapping like a little annoying thing, whatever it is, I don't know. And your dog is pulling you down the street. This says less about your dog and more about you as a person. Train your daggum dog. Good Lord. All right. Ask for a raise. Stop procrastinating. Win back time as a parent. Make some new friends. Waste less food. Travel with friends. Fall in love. Be okay with being single. Set boundaries. This is all good. Avoid cognitive bias. Learn to deal with uncertainty. Show my friends I love them. Get my kid to listen better. A lot of times when it comes to kids listening, it's less about them having the ability to listen and what you are saying to them for them to listen to. A lot of times we have this tendency that if we're busy doing something, we want to put the iPad in front of them. Or, hey, mom, can I have your phone? And it's like, hey, we got a digital babysitter for the time being. But honestly, like, if you took 30 seconds and got down at their eye level and just kind of walked them through, hey, for the next 10 minutes, hey, next 30 minutes, I'm going to be doing X, Y, and Z. Can you do me a favor? Can you just read a book, or can you do this and then tell me about the book here in 10 minutes? I think you're going to find that your kids listen to you way better when you communicate effectively to them. And so a lot of times it's not their behavior. It's not the fact that they don't want to listen. They just may not want to listen to the way you're talking right now. All right, keep going. Break up. This is probably good. A lot of times New Year's resolutions are not just goals that we're trying to set for the next year. It's actually, hey, out with the old me, in with the new. And sometimes you need to look in the mirror and break up with yourself. And you might have to break up with your spouse too. Not necessarily in a divorce sense, but like you may need to look at your family and say, hey, we're breaking up with the old us, and this is our new starting point. Find a mentor. Approach weight loss differently. This is huge. Before I get on the weight loss, let me just finish this list so I can get on to just what. Stay limber, be more decisive, try strength training, tap into my creativity. These are the top 41 New Year's resolutions for 2023. Approach weight loss differently. I have found that there's a workout out there that's super annoying. It's not CrossFit. I think CrossFit's probably one of the most annoying groups to be a part of. If you've never done it, then it's okay. Like, people make fun of CrossFitters. I think CrossFit's great. I just think it's annoying. It's one of the, like, I call it a fad diet, meaning like the second you stop doing CrossFit, typically you get fat. 75 hard is one of those things. It's actually, when you're inside the group, it's cool. However, if you're outside of the 75 hard group, it is equally as annoying to talk about. Oh, he's doing 75 hard. Oh my God, here's a workout. What workout's he doing today? Oh my God, he's got a workout outside. Oh, he's running in the rain. Oh man, I just drank a gallon of water. Like, it is annoying if you're on the outside of 75 hard. But earlier in 2022, when we started 75 hard, it was for me and my wife, and we got into 75 hard not because it was the best thing since, sliced bread or whatever. It was a system that I felt like we could do. And it wasn't about working out as much as it was about, working out in the physical more than it was working out in the mental. So how many times you wake up and you're like, man, I don't freaking want to get up. I hate this day. I don't want to do it. I have another case of the Mondays. Or, man, I just don't have the capacity to work out. Man, I need a rest day. Man, I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. You keep saying yes, but you have no follow through. You want to lose weight, but you keep eating and drinking beer, and you keep eating, crappy food. You keep going through the drive-through to get your number one value size with a Diet Coke. You just eat all the time. You never stop. You have excuses. You get into that mindset, and it's like, I freaking hate myself. And the first time we did 75 Hard, it was January 23rd, I believe, of 2022. And, we killed it, man. I lost like 40-something pounds over 75 days. And it was great. Our friends then threw us a party. And, then we slowly got into the middle part of the year. And we started slacking off a little bit, started drinking again. And, I didn't gain back all the weight. I gained back like 25 pounds probably. But my mentality was a little bit different. I was a little bit more hardcore. And for those of you that don't know the whole 75 Hard deal, let me just go through this real quick. Andy Frisella is the one that created it. He owns a bunch of different companies. I have, really gained a lot of respect for this guy. But if you want to listen to a hardcore podcast with the F word and a couple other things, like, he's something to start with. If you need to challenge your mindset to get your butt in the gym, or to get your butt to make the decisions to go forward with positive mindsets and positive drive and positive initiative, this is a starting point. I will tell you, if you want to change your lifestyle, start with day one of 75 Hard. And this is what you do. You have 2 workouts a day, 45 minutes a day per workout. So it's actually like, an hour and a half, whatever. First workout for us is typically it's inside the gym. Second workout, you've got to do 1 indoor, then 1 outdoor. So you can do them however you want. I chose this morning to work out in the gym. So tonight we will go through an outdoor workout. You have to take a progress picture every single day. You have to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book. I just finished the book Traction, and I'm on another book called Winning. And it's a good book. I'm on like my second day of reading that. Drink 1 gallon of water. You have to follow a diet. My diet plan is low carb, high fat, and it is intermittent fasting. And I eat from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. every single day. I will do my absolute best to stay within those times. And so if I go till 7:15, I'm going to start at 11:15 the next day. And then there's no cheat meals, and then no alcohol. 75 days. It sounds extreme, but more importantly, this is about overcoming the obstacles that are in your way. And I find every single freaking day. Yesterday, I didn't want to do jack squat. I woke up late. I did go to church, but I didn't do anything until after I got home from church. I was pissed off my entire time I was doing my outdoor workout. I was pissed off the entire time I was doing my indoor workout. In fact, I never wanted to do either one of them. And then yesterday I started the book for the first time. I complained in my mind the entire time I'm reading this book, and I'm reading about Michael Jordan. I'm reading about Kobe Bryant. I'm reading about someone else. I don't know. And like, it's tough. I didn't want to freaking do it, but I did do it. I kept overcoming my obstacles that I was putting in my head. And then finally got to sleep. We did some stuff. We didn't finish like everything that we wanted to do yesterday, but I did do everything on 75 Hard that I wanted to. Well, Drew, I don't know anything about 75 Hard. I don't. How do I buy the program? One, you don't. I think you can listen. I was listening to this morning. I believe if you listen to Andy Frisella's Real AF podcast, I want to say it's 208 that you can listen to. And I'll tell you, that'll go over all of the stuff. If that doesn't get you pumped up, then it's not for you. I will tell you, approach weight loss differently. You cannot keep doing the same stuff that you've been doing, thinking that you're going to get different results. It's stupid. It is stupid for you to sit there and lie to yourself and be like, hey, I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep eating the same food. I'm just going to work out. I'm just going to keep doing this. I think you have to jumpstart your workout plans, and there's a huge chance, by the way, I'm going to call you out right now. Majority of people listening to this, either one, you didn't do a New Year's resolution, or two, you've already failed. And as I was listening to my pastor speak yesterday, he was like, man, we get 12 new months every single year. So if you failed January 1st, why don't you start February 2nd or February 1st? Why don't you start month 2? Oh, hey, that's not good enough for you? Well, hey, dude, you got like 4 to 5 weeks in every month. Why don't you start this coming Sunday on a new diet plan? It's because you haven't done enough research to figure out which one you're going to do. You haven't figured out research on what you're going to implement in your lifestyle to make a change in your life. Oh, that's okay. You Sunday doesn't work. What about Monday? Today's Monday. How about make sense of your goals, your ambition? How about make sense to yourself that you are capable of actually making a change in your life? And the reason why a lot of your friends and family don't believe that you're going to make huge changes in the world is because you can't change your today. The reason why people don't believe you that you're capable of doing anything good is because you're not capable of changing your own life. I think some of us have to wake up on a day, on any given day, and we have to make our mindset shift saying, hey, today I'm not going to suck. Today I'm not going to be a loser. Today I'm going to win. Today I'm going to follow through with the things that I need to follow through. Today I'm going to put together a calendar so it tells me when I need to do X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C. Today I'm going to start drinking nothing but water. Today I'm going to cut out carbs. Today I'm going to only do this. Guys, here's the biggest thing. You have information at your fingertips. Like if it's not on your phone, it's on your computer. If it's not on your computer, heck, you could go back old school and start looking at encyclopedias. There's artificial intelligence out there where you can gain information pretty quick. You can ask a friend. There's so much crap out there where you can just get information. We have information overload. We're moving into we're no longer in the information age. We are in the attention age. And so what that means is you need to pay attention to the things that you need to pay attention to make differences in your life first before you go on and start trying to solve the world's problems. And so you who's listening to this, me who's saying this, man, the reason why your lifestyle sucks right this second is not because Fox News. It's not because CNN. It's not because, it's not because Joe Biden. It's not because Donald Trump, man. You know who it is? It's because you are not doing the things that you set out to do. In fact, you're creating more distractions, more excuses for the way you're living. And I don't want to make anybody mad today, but I'm just saying, make sense out of that. Approach weight loss differently. You have every single opportunity in this freaking world. Okay, so a couple things I want to go over as we close out. Things to make sense out of. Here we go. Dinosaurs. Make sense out of that for me. Do you realize this? This is what I was thinking about earlier. George Washington was born in 1732, died in 1799 at 67 years old. Dinosaurs, the first dinosaur was dug up and called Dinosaur in 1841, which happened 42 years after George Washington was dead. So George Washington lived his entire life, 67 years, without knowing that dinosaurs existed. Now, they may have called them something like dragons or big species or giants, whatever, but that's crazy to me that someone went through all their life not ever hearing the term dinosaur. Heck, I mean, my son wants to be a dinosaur, and so who's going to take that away from him? Not me. So, yeah, that's it. That's number one. Number two, grass. Oh, no. Not the grass not the grass on the football field. Not the grass in the pasture, not the grass that the cows are eating. I'm talking about your front yard grass, your backyard grass, the side yard grass. Do you understand how much of a waste of energy, effort, resources grass is? Oh, what are we going to do? Bermuda or St. Augustine? Oh, I don't know, something special, something I may have never heard of. You realize that the average person will add $50 a month to their water bill because of watering their yard. Let me just do some math here. And I'm sorry, not $50. No, I'm sorry. It's $25 a week times 52. That's $1,300 a year wasted on watering your grass. It may not be wasted because it looks good. My neighbors are coming over and they think that my yard's the best one. And I got an HOA award for having the best yard of the month. Oh, that's cool. All $1,300 worth of water that you spent. You got a freaking sign in your front yard. Congratulations. And then you've got to mow it. And so the average person spends $150 a month on mowing your grass. That is going to be times 12. And so we're going to do that plus 1,800. So you're spending close to $4,000 a year on managing your grass. Times 5, it's 20,000 every 5 years. Times that's 40,000 every 10 years. You're wasting on grass. And to me, that doesn't make any sense. And so that's one of those things. You may love it, but I'm thinking, man, if I could spend 40 grand on some other stuff over the next 10 years, it might actually have a payout that's greater than what that grass is going to bring. I don't know. Just me thinking. Okay, keep going. Pablo Picasso. In my mind, I think through like 1970, and I look at that, and in my mind, it was like 30 years ago. I don't realize that it wasn't 30 years ago. 1970 was closer to 50 years ago. In fact, it was 50 years ago. And if you look at this, Pablo Picasso died in 1973. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he died 50 years ago. He was born in 1881, famous for painting, sculpting, some other stuff. But I think back, my upbringing, Pablo Picasso was like this famous painter from thousands of years ago in my mind. I don't know. Does that click with you? How many of you were alive when Pablo Picasso died? Comment below. Whew. Okay, keep going. This can get some people thinking. First successful airplane flight was by the Wright brothers in 1903. What were you doing in 1903 besides nothing because you weren't alive? But what were your grandparents or great-grandparents doing? And then the first flight was 1903, and then our first flight to the moon, 200-something thousand miles away, was in 1969. 66 years after the Wright brothers created the first airplane and flew. We have the technology all of a sudden to fly to the moon. 200 and how many miles away is that? Let me just do some research real quick. All right, how far away? All right, let's see. How far? It's 238,900 miles to the moon. That's 500,000 miles round trip. So we were able to create this little bitty spaceship, I don't know, maybe the size of a semi. And we were able to put enough gas on that thing for it to fly from the, I don't know, what do you call it, where they take off? From where it was on ground, fly to the moon, stop, hang out, take a couple pictures, and then fly back. But yet my 2020 Ford F-250 can't get more than like 450 miles to a fill up or a tank. And not to mention the fact that tires don't last longer than 50,000 miles. So we've been able to come go from 1903 where we like, hey, by the way, this machine can fly. Oh yeah, whatever. Can you imagine what they were thinking? Hey guys, I got this weird idea. I think I'm gonna start this thing called a machine flyer or whatever it was they called it. Talking to their friends, yeah, I'm gonna get on this thing and it's gonna take off and I'm gonna go into the air like a bird. Imagine what like his friends like at the table. They're like it was like. Are you guys listening to the brothers over here, man? Like they're seriously thinking about this. They're going to die. Fast forward, now they're sitting around the table and it's like, hey guys, by the way, we're going to the freaking moon. And so from 1969 to 2023, we haven't been able to create vehicles that get better gas mileage than what it does. We haven't been able to create an electric vehicle that gets a reasonable amount of electric power to drive for more than like 3 hours. Tires that last longer than 50, 60, 70,000 miles. I'm blown away by this. And it doesn't make sense. So make sense of that. All right. What about this? The Office. You've got people right now that are 18 years old that were born the year that The Office started. 18-year-old kids. In my mind, this stuff just started like 5 years ago. And The Office started March 24th of 2005. I got married 12 days prior to that. And March 12th, 2005. Like, it doesn't seem, and it just seems like time is, I don't know, just weird, man. It doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me. What are some things that you're going through or some things that you see that just don't make sense? I want to talk through them. Also, we've got some more podcasts coming up very, very soon. We're going to be releasing those. And we're going to get into some topics that I feel are going to be really, really exciting. And so I'm going to end with this. I don't care what it is you're going through. Good, bad, ugly. Drugs, alcohol, weight loss, too much weight loss, not enough. Your parents don't love you. Your siblings don't love you. You're struggling with a job. I will tell you this. Prior to today, you have made it through every single thing that you've ever been about. Today is just another day. So grab the bull by the horns, put your big girl pants on, put your big boy pants on, and make something happen. Make sense of it. God bless you. We'll see you soon. DC Gaming.